If you miss the Oscars, another look tomorrow at 6.
Hey, you see these? They're the hottest tickets in this town. It's for the Academy Awards. And people will do anything to get one of these, even become a movie star. But you don't need one. You're with me. So come on.
Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in Los Angeles, California, the 56th Annual Academy Awards. From the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in Los Angeles, the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences presents the 57th Annual Academy Awards. The 57th Annual Academy Awards is brought to you by Revlon. Revlon, the difference between looking good and looking great. And JCPenney, you're looking smarter than ever, JCPenney. And the Coca-Cola Company and your local Coca-Cola bottler. And General Electric. At GE, we bring good things to life. Once again, the one night in the year that is shared throughout the globe with arriving celebrities. From England, David Lean, candidate for Best Director. Diana Ross, who will perform one of the nominated songs. Here is the president of the Motion Picture Association of America, Hollywood's ambassador to the world, Mr. Jack Valenti. Candace Bergen with husband Louis Malle. Lindsay Cross, the Best Supporting Actress nominee. Steve Martin with current leading lady Victoria Tennant. Here's Ron Howard, director of Splash. And Apollonia, leading lady in Purple Rain. From the accounting firm Price Waterhouse, who tabulate the balloting and guarantee the secrecy and integrity of the results, Mr. Frank Johnson and Mr. Steve Kaplan. Here's Ray Parker Jr., nominated in the original song category. Victor Banerjee, who starred in Passage to India. Opera star Placido Domingo with Pretty Cecilia Peck. Lynette McKee from the Cotton Club. Actor, producer, director Michael Douglas. The Electric Prince, nominated for Original Song Score. Mr. Adolph Caesar, Best Supporting Actor nominee. Here's Jimmy Stewart, a Hollywood legend who will receive an honorary Oscar tonight, and Jessica Lange, nominated for Best Actress honors. Robert Duvall, last year's Best Actor winner. Mr. Gregory Hines, a co-host tonight and star of The Cotton Club. The Family Bridges, Lloyd, Bo, and Jeff, a nominee as Best Actor for his performance in Starman. Jennifer Beals, one of tonight's Oscar presenters. Roland Jaffe, nominated for his direction of The Killing Fields. Going for her second Oscar tonight, Miss Sally Field. Nominated for her supporting role in The Natural, Glenn Close. And Miss Sissy Spacek, another nominee for Best Actress. The last arrivees enter the theater, where we will join them in just a moment. And excitement of the 57th Annual Academy Awards. Ladies and gentlemen, your host for this evening, Mr. Jack Lemmon.
Pictures, or call them moving pictures, or the movies, or cinema, or films, flicks, pics. We all love those magic shadows up there, being brave and funny and singing, dancing, and winning the race, losing the girl, or winning the girl, losing the race. Going to the pictures is a lifelong habit. We start out getting in cheaper because we're young. We keep right on going till we get in cheaper because we're old. And again this year, as in the 56 gone by, movie fans around the world, and that includes everyone up on this stage, gather to name the best of those already recognized as outstanding. People whose work is considered better than the work done by those people who thought their own work was pretty terrific to begin with. And since the Academy Awards began in 1929, of course, there has been a great proliferation of other award shows. Proliferation. It is now possible, in fact, it's happened. You can get an award show can win an award for being the best award show from another award show. Somebody doesn't win an award every other night, or America gets the bends. Brevity, as we know, is the soul of wit. In that sense, we hope to have a very soulful evening for you. I don't think that you can get more brief or wittier than the late writer Goodman Ace. He reviewed the movie version of I Am a Camera by saying, "No like her." Now, we hope to say more than just 2 words about the movies being honored here tonight, but not a lot more. Excellence has a way of speaking for itself. Now, there's a number of people I'll be introducing to you. Well, just 2,000, 3,000. To begin with, here is the president of the Motion Picture Academy, himself a former Oscar winner for art direction, Mr. Gene Allen.
Seiche and Ni Hao. If that sounded the least bit Chinese to you, you were absolutely right. I was just saying thank you and hello to the People's Republic of China, which joins us tonight for the first time, along with Poland and Denmark, expanding our worldwide audience for the Oscars to 77 countries, from Albuquerque to Altoona to Zimbabwe. Whether it's been seen live or by satellite, it is estimated that this award show will be seen by upwards of 1 billion people. In a world of numbers, that is an impressive number. You can only really appreciate what 1 billion people look like if you've ever tried to find your car after one of these shows. It is perhaps my greatest privilege as president of the Motion Picture Academy to be able to welcome so many varied and diverse cultures, so many colors, tongues, and tastes, to share with the members of the Academy their pride in the selection of those whose artistic and technical efforts they consider the best of the year. Not wanting to keep even one of the 1 billion of you waiting a second longer, let me say welcome once more and thank you for joining us.
How many times have we heard those immortal words, "No one wins an award like this all by himself"? Well, no one can hand out a couple of dozen of those suckers without help too. And the movies being a collaborative art, I called on a few other members of the acting persuasion. Happily, they all said they would help. And I would like you now to meet my co-hosts, representing some of Hollywood's best new talent. Talent nurtured both in films and on the stage. They are Candice Bergen.
And Jeff Bridges.
And Glenn Close.
And Michael Douglas.
And Gregory Hines.
And William Hurt. And Amy Irving. first of this year's nominated songs. We don't want you to get scared. Don't be frightened. Remember, it's only a song. Performed by Ray Parker Jr. It's Ghostbusters. Look out.
Something strange in your neighborhood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. If it's something weird and it don't look good, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters. Whoa. I ain't afraid of that ghost. I ain't afraid of no ghost. Through your head, who can you call? An invisible man sleeping in your bed, who you gonna call? Oh yeah, I ain't afraid of that ghost. Oh my goodness, I ain't afraid of that ghost. Call Ghostbusters, yeah. When you're all alone, pick up the phone and call. Who you gonna call? Ghostbusters! This ain't no ghost. See what I tell you?
The chances of receiving an Oscar for your first major acting role are roughly the same as hitting a hole-in-one to celebrate winning the Irish sweepstakes. But here to present this year's award for the Best Supporting Actor is the gifted woman who did just that, her very first time out, by winning the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress in the year of Living Dangerously, Miss Linda Hunt.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The 5 actors we're about to celebrate have each taken a different path on their journey here this evening. I know that none of them think of this evening as their final goal. The final goal, if any, lies within the work and in a private sense of challenge and achievement. To be chosen as the best for a piece of work is a welcome prize. To know that you've done it in a way that's best for you is every bit as sweet. The best performance by an actor in a supporting role. Adolf Caesar in A Soldier's Story. John Malkovich in Places in the Heart. Noriyuki Pat Morita in The Karate Kid. Hang S. Noor in The Killing Fields. Ralph Richardson in Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. My deepest congratulations to the 4 gentlemen with us tonight. God's blessing be with Sir Ralph Richardson. The winner is Hang S. Noor in The Killing Fields.
This is unbelievable, but so is my entire life. I wish to thank all members of Motion Picture Academy for this great honor. I thank David Putnam, Ron Joffé for giving me this chance to act for the first time in The Killing Fields. And I share this award to my friend Sam Waterston, Dick Brown, Sri Schumberg, and also Pat Gordon, director casting lady, who found me for this role. And I thank Warner Brothers for helping me tell my story to the world let the world know what happened in my country. And I thank God, Buddha, that tonight I'm even here. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Throughout the evening, we'll be showing scenes from the 5 films nominated for the highly coveted Best Picture Award. Scenes that we hope will convey a sense of why the members of the Academy consider these efforts movie-making at its best. First, Amadeus, the story of the composer Mozart and his extraordinary talent, which unwittingly inspired the envy and the hatred of a far less gifted contemporary.
Before presenting the next award, may I just say that from time to time we are sadly reminded that the sense of adventure, of risk, and of danger that we so love in our movies is often shared by the people behind the camera, and often can result in tragedy. Only days ago, production designer Richard Dawking, location manager Brian Coates, and pilot Dick Koch, 3 of my co-workers, perished while scouting locations in Morocco. The show can go on, but it does exact a price. Now for Best Achievement in Documentary Short Subjects, the nominees are The Children of Sung Ching Ling, a look at China's efforts to improve health care for children and family planning for mothers. Gary Bush and Paul T.K. Lin, producers. Code Gray, Ethical Dilemmas in Nursing, an illuminating look at the responsibilities of nursing. Ben Achtenberg and Joan Sawyer, producers. The Garden of Eden, about why protecting the world's plant and animal life is critical to our future. Lawrence R. Hott and Roger M. Sherman, the producers. The Recollections of Pavlovsk, the dedication and perseverance of one woman to preserve a unique monument to Russian architecture. Irina Kalina, producer. And The Stone Carvers, a look at the last few traditional stone carvers still working in America. Marjorie Hunt and Paul Wagner, producers. The winner is The Stone Carvers, Marjorie Hunt and Paul Wagner.
We, of course, would like to thank the Academy for this award. We want to thank the terrific crew and very sensitive crew that worked with us on the film. We want to thank the great organizations that stood behind us with their financial support, always an important element. The National Endowment for the Arts, the D.C. Community Humanities Council, and the Morris and Gwendolyn K. Fritz Foundation. Also want to personally thank my good friends and my family.
I'd like to thank Alan and my family, especially my mother, who has believed in the film from the very beginning, the Office of Folklife Programs at the Smithsonian, who so supported the film, and most of all, the stone carvers, Roger Morigi, Vincent Palumbo, Konstantin Zafilis, and Frank Zick. This is for you.
Thank you.
Makers of documentaries are not allowed the luxury of fiction or fancy. They are the only people in the film industry who have to deal in the truth. They are a very lonely group. Generally dedicated to a cause, we are about to provide one of them with a cause for celebration. The nominees for the best achievement in documentary features are High Schools, a realistic glimpse of high school life inside and outside the classroom. Charles Guggenheim and Nancy Sloss, producers. In the Name of the People, the odyssey of 4 American filmmakers in rebel-held areas of El Salvador. Alex W. Dressler and Frank Christopher, producers. Marlena, a complex portrait of the incomparable Marlena Dietrich. Karel Dirka and Zev Braun, producers. Streetwise, a chronicle of homeless and runaway teenagers. Cheryl McCall, producer. The Times of Harvey Milk, a film about American values in conflict. Robert Epstein and Richard Schmeeken, producers. And the winner is The Times of Harvey Milk, Robert Epstein and Richard Schmeeken, producers.
Richard and I would like to thank our wonderful crew, particularly Deborah Hoffman, Mark Isham, Harvey Firestein, Greg Bex, Tim O'Shea, and Francis Reed. Personally, I would like to thank my partner in life, John Wright, for all his support during the 6 years it took to get this film made. And finally, a simple thank you to Harvey Milk for reminding us that it's possible to live life with a sense of social responsibility and a sense of humor.
I would like to thank all the many, many people who supported the film, the volunteers, donors, institutional support, our distributor, TC Films. And I would like to also thank Harvey Milk for his courage, for his pride in being gay, and for his hope that one day we will all live together in a world of mutual respect. Thank you.
Now call your attention, please, to our musical director. Here, waving a baton instead of his own Oscar, is Mr. Bill Conti. Bill is conducting the orchestra now for the second of our nominated songs. It's Let's Hear It for the Boy, and it's sung by the great Denise Williams.
67th Annual Academy Awards are proudly shared with you by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. And brought to you by AT&T. The more you hear, the better we sound. And Revlon. Revlon, the difference between looking good and looking great. And Chevrolet. See today's Chevy, drive today's Chevy, live today's Chevy. And the Coca-Cola Company and your local Coca-Cola bottler.
Here to present the award for Best Achievement in Makeup are two women whose own natural beauty could render that particular category obsolete. From the Cotton Club, Miss Lynette McKee, and from A Woman in Red, Miss Kelly LeBrock.
The makeup artist has been an integral part of the movie since the beginning.
Influenced by stage techniques, early film actors looked as though they'd been made up in a bakery.
Yes, and as it happened with each of the movie-making crafts, makeup has become more and more advanced and more an art in itself.
From the 18th century far into the 21st, the work of this year's nominees covered a span of some 400 years. Masquerade Ball, to depicting the effects of time on Mozart's nemesis, Antonio Salieri.
In Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes, nominees Rick Baker and Paul Angelin created makeup for both man and beast.
In 2010, Michael Westmore applied his artistry to the aging process and brought a chilling realism to the face of actor Keir Dullea.
And the winners for Best Achievement in Makeup are Paul LeBlanc and Dick Smith for Amadeus.
I've been a makeup artist for 40 years, years full of excitement and happiness, many friends. And this moment is just the greatest of that time. I'm very grateful for it, and especially to Murray Abraham, whose genius brought my old Salieri makeup to such glorious life. Paul and I are especially honored because we know how extraordinary the creations of Rick Baker and Mike Westmore were, and we're proud to be their colleagues. Paul did all the other makeups besides the Salieri one, and please say your words. Thank you very much.
I just want to say thank you to Tom Sternberg for introducing me to Saul Zaentz, who introduced me to Milos Forman, who introduced me to Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart. Thank you.
Gregory.
Amy.
Next up is the Best Achievement in Sound.
I heard that. Yes.
The nominees in this field share a proud heritage.
Oh my, he is making eyes of me. He is upon the face of me.
You're listening to one of the first sound films ever made. Movies hadn't decided yet whether to talk or to quack. Sound was Hollywood's answer to a threat by a growing competitor. America was hooked on a new piece of talking furniture called the radio.
Giving silent films a voice was not all peaches and cold cream. popular screen idols became instant has-beens as audiences found they had strange accents and high-pitched voices much like their own.
Getting sound recorded was no easy process either, as movie professionals became overnight amateurs. But the public fell in love with the talkies, so sound, like the gum on the floor, has been with us ever since.
Sound technicians today use sophisticated technology to record sound on the set. During editing, additional music and sound effects are added to the soundtrack.
To the point where one bleep is worth 1,000 words.
For Best Achievement in Sound, the nominees are
Mark Berger, Tom Scott, Todd Buckelheid, and Chris Newman for Amadeus.
It sounded good. Do another.
Bill Varney, Steve Maslow, Kevin O'Connell, and Nelson Stull for Dune.
Graham V. Hartstone, Nicolas Le Mesurier, Michael A. Carter, and John Mitchell for A Passage to India.
Nick Elfin, Robert Thurwell, Richard Portman, and David Ronnie for The River.
Michael J. Kohut, Aaron Rochin, Carlos de la Rios, and Gene S. Canamesa for 2010. May we hear the sound of the envelope tearing, please?
The winners are Mark Berger, Tom Scott, and Todd Buckelheid, and Chris Newman for Amadeus.
Thanks to Saul Zaentz and Milos Forman for the opportunity to work on Amadeus, and to my wife Susan Waingraff, Matthew, and Anya.
Thanks to our San Francisco sound editors, Roy Siegel, Alice Caldwell, and Cody Keese.
Thanks to John Strauss, whose wonderfully creative work on this film made my work on it quite pleasurable. Also Mark Adler for the great tracks, and Neville Mariner for some wonderful readings of the music, and finally Wolfgang for writing it down.
Kenny Weston, Neil Fallon, Bob Gorlin, Peter and Hope Newman, all the people in Czechoslovakia, with profound gratitude, thank you.
If a motion picture is the work of artists and scientists, few talents can qualify as both.
Except for the cinematographer. Using heavy, often cumbersome machinery, the cinematographer mixes light, picture, and performance to make a unique contribution to a group effort.
This year's nominees reflect the high degree of excellence of these masters, and they are
Miroslav Ondřeček for Amadeus,
Chris Menges for The Killing Fields,
Caleb Deschanel for The Natural,
Ernest Day for A Passage to India,
Vilmos Zsigmond for The River,
and the winner is Chris Menges for The Killing Fields. Chris isn't here. We'll take it.
Mr. Gary Christ is a fine dancer. He also may be the luckiest man in the building tonight because he is performing the third nominated song, Against All Odds. Take a look at me now with the quite spectacular Miss Anne Reinke.
Just let you walk away, just let you leave without a trace. When I stand here taking every breath with you, ooh, you're the only one who really knew me at all. How can you just walk away from me when all I can do is watch you leave? 'Cause we shared the laughter and the pain, shared the tears. You're the only one who really knew me. Well, take a look at me now. Well, there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. Well, take a look at me now, 'cause there's just an empty space, and you coming back to me is against all the odds, and that's what I've got to face. I wish I could just maybe turn around and see me cry. There's so much I need to say to you, so many reasons why. You're the only one who really knew me all. But take a look at me now. There's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. Well, take a look at me now, 'cause I'll still be standing here, and you coming back to me is against all odds. It's the chance I've got to take. How can I just let you walk away, just let you leave without a trace? When I stand here taking every breath with you, ooh, you're the only one who really knew me all. So take a look at me now. Well, there's just an empty space, and there's nothing left here to remind me. Just the memory of your face. So take a look at me now. 'Cause there's just an empty space, and you coming back to me is against all the odds, and that's what I've got to face. So take a look at me now.
To present the Oscar for Best Supporting Actress is a fellow who began to develop his own acting career while still a very young man. And a string of credits later, he's still developing his skills. I don't know, it must be something in the water out here because he's still a very young man. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ryan O'Neal.
Thank you. I was very pleased to be asked to deal with this particular category tonight. It was a number of years ago when my own daughter came into the business that I became quite familiar with supporting actresses. 1984 showed us once again what a wealth of gifted women filmmakers can call upon. While only 5 are the finalists, they represent scores more who enhance any film in which they appear. Those 5 are Peggy Ashcroft in A Passage to India. Glenn Close in The Natural. Lindsay Krause in Places in the Heart. Christine Lottie in Swing Shift. Geraldine Page in The Pope of Greenwich Village. And the winner is Peggy Ashcroft in A Passage to India.
Accepting the Supporting Actress Award for Peggy Ashcroft is Miss Angela Lansbury.
I think you must know how infinitely honored I feel to have the privilege of accepting this Oscar for my dear friend, Peggy Ashcroft. I know it would have been her dearest wish to be here with you all on this incredibly happy, joyous occasion for her, but I also know you understand the circumstances which prevented it. I personally would just like to say that I think it is so marvelous that after an illustrious career in the theater for so many years, Peggy should at last be visible to all those millions of moviegoers who have and will continue to enjoy her consummate artistry, her delicacy and beauty. That we should be able to share that all over the world with her in the movies is an enormous coup for all of us. Thank you.
You know, I gotta tell you, that being up here really does give one a sense of power, you know. I know, for instance, right this very moment, I can bring a smile to your lips, and I can make you feel just that little bit better by simply introducing Mr. Gene Kelly.
They tell a story here in Hollywood about George Jessel. Georgie spoke at so many funerals, there was a feeling he got a royalty every time somebody died. But one time, delivering perhaps his 3rd eulogy of the week, Georgie was going on and on extolling the virtues of the guest of honor when suddenly he looked down at the dear departed and said, "My God, I know this man." Inside joke, it's true. Well, I do know this man I'm about to introduce. I've known him for 40 years. Well, I've known a lot of people for 40 years, but I've liked and admired him that long as well. While his work as a showman has been seen and admired on a global basis, it's for his lifelong devotion and participation in countless public service activities, including the Olympics, that he has been chosen by the Academy Board of Governors to receive the prestigious Jean Hersholt Humanitarian Award. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. David L. Wolper.
Thank you, Gene, for that most gracious reception. And thanks to the Board of Governors of the Academy for this most wonderful honor. Few people have the opportunity in their lifetime to serve their city, their state, and even their country in a single event of joy and friendship. I was given that honor recently during the games of the 23rd Olympiad. I rejoice in receiving this award, but I do so not only for myself, but the outstanding Hollywood talents and the 60,000 citizens of Los Angeles and Southern California who volunteered their time and energy for weeks, months, and some for years. They all share the Olympic dream and help to create a moment in history. In the spirit of this Gene Herschel Humanitarian Award and in the words of songwriters Ashford and Simpson, sung at the Olympic opening ceremonies, reach out and touch somebody's hand and make this a better world if you can. I thank you.
Art direction. What is it? Who does it? Why? And how much? And where are they? And here we are. Art direction. I don't know. Hi, I'm Steve Martin. They asked me to say that. I told them I didn't have to. They said, Steve, we're in China tonight. I said, they know me in China. Billions of them. Anyway, I can't walk down the street in China. Steve, how's it going? Hey, what are you doing here? Tonight, we honor the best art direction. And to illustrate how important good art direction is, we're going to show 3 famous unknown scenes where the art direction was so wrong, they actually had to reshoot them. First, this little-known scene from Casablanca.
No, Richard, no. What has happened to you? Last night
we said a great many things. You said I was to do the thinking for business, so I got a lot of things, and it all adds up to one thing. You're getting on that plane with Victor where you belong.
Richard, no.
Listen.
This scene, Around the World in 80 Days. And finally, from the big broadcast of 1938.
Of radio.
Happily, tonight's nominees knew better, and they are, for Amadeus, art direction, Patrizia von Brandenstein, set decoration, Carol Czerny. The Cotton Club, art direction, Richard Silbert, set decoration, George Gaines and Les Bloom. The Natural, art direction, Angelo Graham, Mel Bourne, James J. Murakami, and Speed Hopkins, set decoration, Bruce Weintraub. Passage to India, art direction, John Box and Leslie Tompkins, set decoration, Hugh Scaife. 2010, art direction, Albert Brenner, set decoration, Rick Simpson. And the winners are Patrizia von Brandenstein for Amadeus, the set decoration, Carol Czerny.
Our thanks to Saul Zaentz and Milos Forman and Peter Schaffer and to Miroslav Ondřiček for photographing it, and to the people and the country and the culture in Czechoslovakia, which they so generously shared with us, especially Carol Kochi, Joseph Rabashinsky, and my interpreter, Anna Maria Kalasheva.
I thank you very much. It's co-production with Patricia, and I thank Miloš Forman and Sol Zenst to my Shansky. Thank you very much.
On March 17th, the Academy held a very special dinner at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. And here with highlights of that evening is someone with countless credits as an actress and a brand new one as an author. A woman who to this day will not step into a shower without a security guard, Miss Janet Leigh.
Thank you, Jack. Welcome to the Science and Technical Award Dinner, where we took the opportunity to present 2 additional awards. The first is named for Gordon E. Sawyer, who established standards of technical excellence, which tonight's recipient typifies, Mr. Linwood G. Dunn.
Well, I thank you so much for this very great honor. It is certainly a thrill, and I really extend my thanks to the Scientific or Technical Awards Committee of the Academy. God bless you all.
The second award is a Special Achievement Award for sound effects editing of The River, Ms. Kay Rose.
This is wonderful. Unbelievably wonderful. It's the fulfillment of a long-time dream that goes back to that first movie I ever saw. Thank you all for fulfilling that dream.
Our congratulations to Lynn Dunn and Kay Rose.
You know, when you consider that a dozen nominations were garnered by just 3 pictures this year, Country, The River, and Places in the Heart, and you don't need an outbuilding to fall on you to get the idea that Hollywood went back to the land this year, the heartland, rural America. Each film depicted the hardships and challenges, the courage, the doggedness that go with working the soil. And in celebration of the spirit of those people, here are Willie Nelson and Chris Christopherson.
So many lines, they've all been trying, and it's true. They've all got so many reasons for changing your mind, and there ain't none of them new. There's just so little distance between me and you. I think we're 2 of a kind. We won't do nothing you don't want to do, and I won't tell you no lie. So tell me, how do you feel about fooling around, down from your head to your toe? You know there ain't nothing realer than right here and now. If that's as far so little time. So tell me, how do you feel about fooling around? Down from your head to your toes. Seriously. There ain't nothing realer than right here and now. If that's as far as it goes.
Just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Going places that I've never been. Seeing things that I may never see again. And I can't wait to get on the road again. On the road again. Like a band of gypsies, we go down the highway. We're the best of friends, insisting that the world keep turning our way. And our way is on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends. And I can't wait to get on the road again. Insisting that the world keep turning our way, and our way is on the road again. I just can't wait to get on the road again. The life I love is making music with my friends, and I can't wait to get on the road again. And I can't wait to get on the road again. We'd like to ask Miss Lynette McKean to come out and help us do Amazing Grace. Grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fear relieved. Grace receives peace.
How precious, dear, that grace appeared the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found.
Candace Bergen and Mr. William Hurt.
If art imitates life, special effects imitate the fantastic.
When you see something on the screen that couldn't possibly happen, that's a special effect. Thanks to special visual effects, movies can go anywhere on Earth called for in the script, or even beyond. In 2010, artists used the latest satellite photographs to recreate the surfaces of planets. Model makers spent months preparing miniature spaceships so that when photographed close up, they appeared authentic down to the last rivet.
Actors themselves became special effects as they dangled from wires to simulate the weightlessness of outer space, from high in the heavens to the bowels of the earth. Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom provided special effects designers with an unusual challenge: create the most hair-raising chase ever filmed in a mine tunnel. They did it without ever lifting a shovel.
Through the use of miniatures, the special effects team in California carefully integrated their work with footage shot in England using the real actors, whose heads are a little harder to swivel. A specially designed camera created the roller coaster effect of the cars speeding crazily down the track.
After 2 years of planning and shooting, the end result left both audiences and actors screaming in text. In Ghostbusters, the special effects took a tongue-in-rubber cheek approach, aiming for humor rather than painstaking realism.
Okay, who brought the dog?
The models shown here became special effects stars. Instead of being photographed in frame-by-frame animation style, these terrible tempered blobs were manipulated by puppeteers. Ghostbuster Dan Aykroyd tries out a few special effects of his own to show them he ain't afraid.
He slimed me.
Whatever the mind can envision, these nominees for visual effects can execute and deliver. They are
Ghostbusters, Richard Edlund, John Bruno, Mark Vargo, and Chuck Gaspar.
Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom, Dennis Muren, Michael McAllister, Lorne Patterson, and George Gibbs.
2010, Richard Edlund, Neil Crapella, George Jensen, and Mark Stetson.
And the winner is...
Oh, boy. This is it.
The winners are Dennis Muren, Michael McAllister, Lorne Peterson, and George Gibbs for Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Well, thank the Academy and Steven Spielberg, George Lucas, Kathy Kennedy, Frank Marshall, and Robert Watts, everybody at Industrial Light and Magic.
I'd like to thank Elliot Scott, the production designer, for asking me to work with him, and thank Steven Spielberg for giving me the opportunity. Thank you.
There's about 100 other people at ILM to thank. We don't have time, so I'd like to thank a few of them. They are Bruce Nicholson, Michael Owens, Barbara Gallucci, Pat Sweeney, Howie Stein and the entire editorial department, and Pat Fitzsimmons and the incredible ILM Grip department. Thank you.
I'd also like to especially throw in a thanks for George Lucas. It's our 10th year this year. And also the model shop, which is about 30 of us. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
The killing, real. based on a true experience. Two friends separated by war in Cambodia and reunited only after years of physical and personal hell.
Forgive me? Nothing to forgive, Sissy. Nothing.
I hope someday.
Miss Glenn Close.
This evening, the Academy is pleased to present an honorary award, not to an individual, but to an organization which has enriched the lives of us all. Established in 1965 by the federal government, the National Endowment for the Arts has, among other achievements, guaranteed the survival of thousands of cultural organizations that would otherwise have vanished. Of the endowment is to provide financial support for a variety of cultural and performing arts needs, or as Leonard Bernstein said, to try to bring the best of everything to the American public. Through its generous contributions and matching grants, the endowment has helped make dramatic presentations such as Theater in America a regular fixture of public broadcasting. Series on the order of Jazz in America and the highly acclaimed Dance in America have given nationwide exposure to artists whose talents might have been shared only with smaller, more specialized audiences. In this pre-recorded age, the endowment has given us the thrill of actual performances by underwriting such programs as Live from the Met operatic series. In the world of film, typical endowment-sponsored productions have been the Academy Award-winning documentary The Bolero, and the moving look at black spiritual music in Say Amen Somebody. Individual creativity and imagination are in films such as An Eames Celebration, Several Worlds of Charles and Ray Eames. The endowment nurtures the future without neglecting the past. Through its contributions, irreplaceable early films are being transferred from dangerous and disintegrating nitrate prints to more stable, safer, positive safety film. It's a tedious and risky process, but it's the only way the heritage of Hollywood can be preserved. Example, the difference between this old print of Becky Sharp
Did you or did you not promise me that Lord Steyne would have me appointed to some post?
and this restored
And he
version.
thinks you'll make a very fine consul at some distant spot.
When? I come nowhere.
On the subject of motion pictures, there's the American Film Institute. Established by the endowment, the Institute provides young filmmakers valuable training in all phases of motion picture production. On this 20th anniversary of its founding, we honor an organization whose funds have allowed us to enjoy and encourage our native and bountiful talent. Whether it be film or television, music or museums, the dance or regional theater, the National Endowment for the Arts has left a permanent mark on the cultural landscape of this country. Here to accept the award is the chairman of the National Endowment of the Arts, Mr. Frank Hotzel.
Thank you. The National Endowment for the Arts and my boss, President Reagan, are very grateful to the Academy for this honor. The real credit goes to the hundreds who've served over 20 years on our National Council and panels, and to my predecessors and the staff. Let me also acknowledge the nonpartisan support of now 5 administrations and 10 Congresses. The endowment assists artistic excellence and helps bring it to all Americans. In this country, it is the American people who are the real patrons. This is an award we share with the nation. Film includes all of the arts. Half of Americans' films produced prior to 1952 have been lost. We want to make sure that Gene Kelly is dancing in the rain 300 years from now, and that's why the endowments joined with the American Film Institute to found the National Center for Film and Video Preservation. We're here tonight to honor the best. Let's join together to keep the best alive for the future.
Miss Amy Irving.
To perform the fourth of our best song contenders, Footloose, here of fame is Miss Debbie Allen.
Michael Douglas.
Here to present the Screenplay Awards are two gentlemen who last performed for Oscar 27 years ago. I'm pleased and very proud to say that I've known them both all my life. One perhaps a little bit longer. Mr. Burt Lancaster and Mr. Kirk Douglas.
Well, I guess, Burt, you haven't been nominated this year.
No, you haven't been either, Kirk. Congratulations.
Great not to be bleeding for it, great not to be bleeding for it. Who said they make such nice bookends? And anyone who says it's nothing's just a snob. And those fellas who want it just can't get a job. We'll take our chances. If some producer can hear, it's great not to be nominated, great not to be nominated. Find us something more. Next.
Burt, tell me, who are those kids?
Child actors, obviously.
Can you seriously, Burt, can you believe we were ever that age?
I can't believe on this one.
Gentlemen, please.
You know, if I knew he was going to do so well, I'd have been much nicer to him when he was little.
It's too late. Here you go, Burt.
The 5 nominated best screenplays written directly for the screen testify to the imagination and invention of the screenwriter.
They deal with life on both sides of the law.
Life on the East Coast, life on the West, and at one point in between.
Life on the land and love under the sea.
They are Beverly Hills Cop, screenplay by Daniel Petrie Jr., story by Danilo Bach and Daniel Petrie Jr.
Broadway Danny Rose, written by Woody Allen.
El Norte, screenplay by Gregory Nava and Anna Thomas.
Places in the Heart, written by Robert Benton.
Splash, screenplay by Lowell Gantz, Babaloo Mandel, and Bruce J. Friedman. Screen story by Bruce J. Friedman, based on a story by Brian Grazer. And it's written that the winner is Robert Benton for Places in the Heart.
Great many people to thank and not much time. I would like to thank Mr. John Malkovich, Ms. Lindsay Krause, Mr. Danny Glover, Mr. Ed Harris, Amy Madigan, Yankton Hatton, Jenny James. I would especially like to thank Ms. Sally Field. Without her genius and her courage, I would not be standing here tonight. I owe deep debt of gratitude to Carol Littleton, to Nestor Almendros, and most of all to Arlene Donovan. I would also like to thank Mr. Cohn and to all the people at TriStar, David, Victor, Gary, and Sidney Pollack, and mostly to my family and here and in Waxahachie and Texas, and to the people of Waxahachie. Thank you very much.
The 5 nominees for Best Screenplay based on material from another medium showed no less boldness in the variety of subjects they tackled.
From a man who was a musical genius to one who was raised by beasts.
From colonialism to racism.
To the human devastation of war.
Amadeus, screenplay by Peter Shaffer.
Greystoke, The Legend of Tarzan, Lord of the Apes. Screenplay by P.H. Wazik and Michael Austin.
The Killing Fields, screenplay by Bruce Robinson.
A Passage to India, screenplay by David Lean.
A Soldier's Story, screenplay by Charles Fuller. And the winner is Peter Shaffer for Amadeus.
I would like to thank the Academy for this distinguished present. I know my colleagues, and there are so many of them attached to this film, will forgive me tonight if I mention only one name, that of Milos Forman. Mr. Forman, as I'm sure you know, is a remarkable and distinguished screenwriter in his own right, as well as a remarkable and distinguished director. And his contribution to the transference of my play to the screen was gigantic. We both decided that music would be the center of the film, and my great pleasure is that Mozart has now reached millions and millions of people who had not heard him before. Thank you very much.
Miss Anne Reinking and Mr. Jeff Bridges.
Speaking of movies...
Very smooth.
You know, a movie don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Or march.
Or waltz.
Or minuet.
Or rag, or rock.
Or bop.
So if you want to score with a movie, you better have a good one.
The nominees for Best Achievement in Original Score are Indiana Jones, John Williams.
Randy Newman for The Natural.
Maurice Jarre for A Passage to India.
John Williams for The River.
Alex North for Under the Volcano.
And the winner is...
The winner is Maurice Jarre for Passage to India.
I was lucky Mozart was not eligible this year. I thank all the Academy, but especially my colleagues, composers, who nominated me this year, of the music branch. Thank you very much. David, thank you for the 4th time. And just all my friends all over the world, from Australia to Italy, by France, England, thank you. Thank you, everybody.
To qualify as an original song score, a score must contain 5 original songs.
Songs that serve a dramatic purpose, that move the story along.
So the nominees for Best Original Song Score are, for The Muppets Take Manhattan, Jeff Moss.
For Purple Rain, Prince.
And for songwriter, Chris Christopherson. And the winner of a brand new '84 Oscar is...
The winner is Prince for Purple Rain.
Thank you very much. This is Lisa, and this is Wendy. Hold it.
Love to.
This is very unbelievable. I could have never imagined this in my wildest dreams, and I would like to thank the Academy, Mr. Albert Magnoli, my manager Stephen, Bob, Joe, Bobby, Mark, and Matt, who couldn't be with us today, and most of all, God. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
To be the next winner, as in, and the winner is, the work of the nominees for Best Costume Design must show a degree of flair, tastefulness, and be altogether pleasing to the eye. I believe the same may be said of Miss Jennifer Beals.
Talking about a costume without actually seeing it is like being told about music without being able to hear it.
Let us show you some of the works of our nominees for the Best Achievement in Costume Design.
Theodore Pishtek for Amadeus.
Places in the Heart.
Patricia Norris for 2010.
Jenny Bevan and John Bright for the Bostonians.
India.
May we have the envelope, please?
And the winner is Theodore Pishtek for Amadeus.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the biggest and happiest day of my film career. I am very happy and proud, and for me it's unbelievable because it is my first American movie. Thank you. I thank to the Academy of Motion Picture for the honor. And now, because the filmmaking is teamwork, I would like to send my thanks to all my collaborators in Czechoslovakia and Italy, mainly to my girl assistant, Zuzana Máchová. But the biggest thanks are to Miloš Forman, because he made the great film, and if the film is great, all other people on this movie, they have their own chance. Thank you, Miloš. Thank you.
An animated short film is one that employs no live actors, only animated ones.
Who are, of course, represented by animated agents.
An animated short film may not run over 30 minutes.
And neither should we.
The nominees are Charade, John Minnis, producer.
Dr. DeSoto, Morton Schindel, and Michael Sporn, producers.
Paradise, Ishu Patel, producer.
And the winner is?
The winner is Charade, John Minnis, producer.
I find myself in a wonderful position. This is the second acceptance speech I've given in the last week, and that's unbelievable. I try not to repeat the first speech I made, with the exception of thanking Ann Sando for her support, not only during the making of this film, but for her support during my career change, so it was. When I was a lad in Birmingham, England, my mother used to deliberately take me out of school to go and see a picture with her on a Wednesday afternoon, and I think it was more for company than foresight. But I'd like to say hello to my mother back in England and my sister Mary. And briefly, I'd like to say thanks to Telefilm, Michael Mills for getting the film down here, and the Academy. Thank you.
Miss Kathleen Turner and Mr. Tom Selleck.
For Best Achievement in Live-Action Short Films,
The ones that use live actors?
with hopefully live agents, the nominees, those producers who gave us 3 good things in very small packages are...
The Painted Door, Michael Macmillan and Janice L. Platt, producers.
Tales of Meeting and Parting, Sharon Orrick and Leslie Linka Glatter, producers.
Up, Mike Hoover, producer. And...
The winner is... Up, Mike Hoover, producer.
This took 7 years to make, and there were quite a few people that stuck with us. Thank you, Lynn and Dave Adams, Ed Caesar, and a special thanks to Timothy Wade Huntley. Thank you.
In A Passage to India, the dividing line between romance and desire is contrasted against the rigidity of 19th century British colonial India. When I first met Shirley MacLaine, we spent a lot of time together in the apartment. Billy Wilder's, his apartment, the movie, The Apartment. Shirley and I didn't really have a place that we could call our own. And I think the whole damn thing was better before I tried to fix it anyway. It has been one enormous kick to watch this girl develop into such a gifted performer, author, and a very dynamic woman. Ladies and gentlemen, last year's Oscar winner for Best Actress, Miss Shirley MacLaine.
Thank you. Best Actor. A really superb performance is an actor getting out of his own way, trusting that the character he's playing has a life of its own and allowing that character to be what it must be. The 5 actors nominated tonight have accomplished just that. For his role as a man consumed by envy of Wolfgang Mozart and Amadeus, F. Murray Abraham. As a being from another planet with much to teach us in Starman, Jeff Bridges. For his portrait of a man driven to self-destruction in Under the Volcano, Albert Finney. In the title role of the immortal musical prodigy Amadeus, Tom Hulce. And as the American reporter whose life is changed forever by the war in Southeast Asia in The Killing Fields, Sam Waterston. The winner is F. Murray Abraham.
It would be a lie if I told you I didn't know what to say, because I've been working on this speech for about 25 years. But you were not going to hear any of those speeches because none of the speeches were less than 45 seconds. You know, it's easy to gamble everything when you've got nothing to lose, and Milos Forman had a great deal to lose when he gave these brilliant roles to Tom Hulce and me, and his courage became my inspiration. There's only one thing that's missing for me tonight, and that is to have Tom Hulce standing by my side. Half of this statue belongs to my beloved wife, Kate. Thank you.
The last of our nominated songs to be sung by one of our first ladies of music. Here is Miss Diana Ross, and I Just Called to Say I Love You.
no summer sky, no warm July, no harvest moon to light the tender August night, no autumn breeze, no falling leaves, not even time to fly from birds to southern skies, no Libra sun, no Halloween, no giving thanks to all the joy that Christmas brings. But what it is, though oh so new, to feel your heart like no three words could ever do. I just called to say I love you. You wanna sing along? I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you. Oh, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I just called to say well, clap along. I just called to say how much I care. I just called to say I love you. Oh, and I mean it from the bottom of my heart, of my heart,
Mr. Gregory Hines.
The moment has arrived. The waiting is over. No composer should be asked to remain composed for so long. The nominees for Best Song are Against All Odds, Take a Look at Me Now from Against All Odds. Music and lyric by Phil Collins. Footloose from Footloose. Music and lyric by Kenny Loggins and Dean Pitchford. Ghostbusters from Ghostbusters. Music and lyric by Ray Parker Jr. I Just Called to Say I Love You from A Woman in Red. Music and lyric by Stevie Wonder. Let's Hear It for the Boy from Footloose. Music and lyric by Tom Snow and Dean Pitchford. And the winner is Stevie Wonder.
I cannot believe it. I really cannot believe it. I must share this with you. It'll take just a second, I think. But all through Europe, I had dreams, and I would always wake up. I was at an award show, and the nominees were coming up, and they say, this song and this song, and the winner is, I would wake up. But I never thought that this would happen. I never thought this would happen. I would like to accept this award in the name of Nelson Mandela. I'd like to thank, first of all, Miss Dionne Warwick for allowing me this opportunity. I'd like to thank Gene Wilder for thinking I might be able to do some songs for your film. Thank Orion Pictures, and thank Motown Records and my family and my crew. From my heart, I love you.
A film editor finding himself with a lot of footage of an actor making a long speech or, say, presenting an award might wish that the director had shot some film of someone else so that if his mind went numb, he could cut away from the actor to the entrance of Geneviève Bujold. And thank you for coming.
And thank you.
Yeah. One of the biggest surprises I got when I started making movies was learning what a staggering effect editors have on the outcome of the film.
The editor is the loving, ruthless mother of the film. The editor gives it its breath and its rhythm. I need one now. The editor makes it whole. So for best achievement in film editing, they are
Nina Donovic and Michael Chandler for Amadeus.
Barry Malkin and Robert Q. Lovett for The Cotton Club.
Jim Clark for The Killing Fields.
David Lean for A Passage to India.
John Camburn and Frank Morris for Romancing the Stone. And the winner is?
The chosen one is Jim Clark for The Killing Fields.
I would like to thank the Academy very much for this tremendous award, which I would love to share with all my fellow colleagues in London who worked extremely hard to make the best of a wonderful film. I would like also to thank David Putnam and Ian Smith for giving me the opportunity to cut the picture, and to Warner Brothers and Goldcrest for so courageously funding it, and most of all to Roland Joffe, making his debut as a veteran director. Thank you very much.
Places in the Heart took commonplace elements, the Depression, young widowhood, fighting to save the farm, and forged them into uncommon drama.
Frank, when your pa did this, how did he do it?
Most times, I'd lean over the table and grab hold, and he'd let me have it.
How many times?
Pa would be mad over something like this. I reckon he'd give me 10 good licks. I'm ready. Ma, I'm ready.
What's wrong?
Frank's getting a licking. Frank, did it hurt? Frank! Frank!
Come on. Let's let old Frank be by himself for a bit.
Whenever anyone tells me that we have no royalty here in America, 5 words immediately come to my mind. Ladies and gentlemen, Cary Grant.
I'm here to proudly and happily make a presentation to a man we all love and admire. I have a special reason for admiring him because I once, quite a few years ago, had the pleasure of making a scene with him. We were seated across the table from each other, and he was playing a fellow who'd had too much to drink. And in the very first take, his performance was so true that I became absolutely transfixed and completely forgot to pick up my cue until our director said, "Cut!" So we did it again, and I did it again. I sat enthralled watching the man. Well, we finally, of course, got the scene. It was in Philadelphia Story, and that splendid actor, James Stewart, got a well-deserved Academy Award. Jimmy Stewart's decency, strength, and kindness is evident in every film he made. It would be impossible to review his film career in the little time we have. But here's a brief, loving look at some of Jimmy Stewart's work.
You got that second-page proof yet, Cornelius?
I'll be ready in a minute. And please don't call me Cornelius, Uncle Elmer. I told you 100 times the fellas all call me Corn. I like that.
That you can see your future with me, 'cause you'd be all so easy to love.
Oh, I feel a scream coming on right now.
You know, we'll have to face it sooner or
Yeah,
later.
it's starting right down on my toes. Sort of a tingling sensation.
Now, look, we can go right from
Coming up around my knees. My legs traveling faster and
Tony.
faster and faster.
You're not really going to
It's in my
scream.
stomach right now. I'm afraid it's got me, Alice.
Not with your
Now
mother
it's going
here,
up
Tony.
and up and up and up. It's all over my body now. Here.
No.
It's right in my throat now. What I can do is fighting to get out. I can't hold it any longer. Here it goes. Can't we talk this over? Uh-oh. Used to play one of them.
Hello. You.
Oh,
You look fine.
I feel fine.
Did you enjoy the party?
Sure, sure. The prettiest sight in this fine, pretty world is the privileged class enjoying its privileges.
You're a snob, Connor.
No doubt, no doubt. That's what's got to be in it.
What?
The Capitol Dome.
On paper?
I want to make that come to life for every boy in this land. Yes, and all light it up like that, too. You see, boys forget what their country means by just reading The Land of the Free in history books. When they get to be men, they forget even more. Liberty's too precious a thing to be buried in books, Miss Saunders. Men should hold it up in front of them every single day of their lives and say, I'm free to think.
speak. My ancestors couldn't. I can. And my children will.
And now, Aunt Ethel, I'd like you to meet Harvey. Harvey, you've heard me speak of Aunt Ethel Silverman. She's one of my oldest and dearest friends. She's the one who... Him? That's right. Well, this is the one. No, she's the one. He says he would have known you anywhere.
Oh, no. Please. Stella, what do we do?
As far as I could get. But you went on. Remember? The necklace, Madeline. That was the slip. I remembered the necklace. We don't. Oh, we're going up the tower, Madeline.
You got your face!
We'll see. We'll see. This is my second chance.
I'd better come in over the hangars. Stop her short of the lights and don't roll into the dark there. You don't know what's there. Now, quarter turn. Make the approach. Full turn. Not yet. Hold it now. Hold it. No, now you're in line. Now throttle back. Don't stall it. Now don't. What's the matter? What's the matter? Have you forgotten how to land a plane? I've got no feel. I can't feel the airplane. What? No, you're diving. You're diving. Pull out. Pull out. Gun it. Gun it. Now straighten out. Straighten too high.
Clarence! Clarence! Help me, Clarence! Get me back! Get me back! I don't care what happens to me! Get me back to my wife and kids! Help me, Clarence, please! Please! I want to live again!
So try to see your future with me.
Let me read it for you, Jimmy.
Oh, fine, Carrie. I'd like that.
Okay. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences Honorary Award to James Stewart for his 50 years of memorable performances, for his high ideals, both on and off the screen, with the respect and affection of his colleagues. Congratulations.
Thank you, Carrie. And I thank the Board of Governors of the Academy for this gracious and most appreciated honor. And I'm also grateful to my fellow actors and actresses for their help and their friendship through the years. I'm grateful to producers and writers and props and grips and makeup and wardrobe and lighting and cinematographers, all of them. Well, everybody who was there with me and who helped me to get along so well between action and cut. A part of this Oscar belongs to them, a good part of it. And I'd also, especially, am I grateful to Frank Capra. Frank Capra and all of the directors who have so generously and brilliantly guided me safely through the no man's land of my own good intentions to more meaningful performances for which they share abundant credit in my heart. And finally, the audience, all you wonderful folks out there. Thank you for being so kind to me over the years. You've given me a wonderful life. God bless you. Thank you.
To present the award for the best foreign language film are two people at home just about anywhere you can name. Here from the sound and opera stages of the world are Miss Faye Dunaway and Mr. Placido Domingo.
Since 1947, the Academy has honored the films of Italy, France, Japan, Sweden, Czechoslovakia, Russia, Algeria, the Ivory Coast, East Germany, Hungary, and Spain.
Regardless of the country, whatever the language, when we watch a movie, we watch ourselves.
True. Tonight's nominees for Best Foreign Language Film welcome 3 additional countries to the competition.
From Israel, Beyond the Walls, an April Films limited production.
From Argentina, Camilla, a GEA Cinematográfica SRL production.
¿A que sí? El padre Félix no es. Eduardo tampoco. Por favor, hable, diga algo.
Que lo cumpla muy feliz, Camila.
Ya sé quién es. Es el padre de provincia.
From Switzerland, Dangerous Moves, an Arthur Cohn production.
Chassez cet homme. Chassez cet homme immédiatement. Immédiatement! Mais que se passe-t-il exactement?
Cet homme-là, vous voyez au premier rang. Il veut entrer à moi, il cherche à me prendre. Je ne peux plus me concentrer.
From Spain, double feature, a Nickelodeon SA production.
¿Pero quién coño entra ahora? ¿Con qué cerrada, Paquito?
Es que han entrado don Matías y el señor Alcántara.
Perdón, perdón. Bueno, vamos a ver si es verdad que nos callamos todos. Motor. Rodando. Me deprimo. 44-1 primera. Tómate la acción, Víctor.
Ya sé que no te lo crees, pero yo soy un niño.
From the USSR Wartime Romance, an Odessa Film Studio production.
Похолодало.
Можно идти.
Прощайте.
Спасибо.
The winner is
Switzerland for Dangerous Move.
Accepting the award on behalf of Switzerland, the film's producer, Mr. Arthur Cohn.
Dear members of the Academy, 8 years ago, you have honored me with my 3rd Oscar. Tonight, you are honoring me with my 4th. However, it is not I whom you are honoring. It is you, distinguished members of the Academy, who with this Oscar have again encouraged independent producers everywhere to do the kind of films they believe in, knowing that far away in Hollywood there is an Academy whose only criteria is a good and meaningful film which may be remembered for a long time. Thank you so very much for your support, for your recognition, and above all, for your continuous encouragement.
Nervous, Wilkie?
Well, no, I just couldn't figure out why you called me back, sir.
You said the Sarge busted you, right?
Yeah, he got me busted, sir. He reported me to the captain.
How'd you feel?
Well,
you and the Sarge were good friends.
Yeah.
He was a nice guy.
Yes, he was.
Didn't you tell me that?
Yeah,
Was somebody you consider a nice guy get a friend busted?
Well...
No, speak up.
Well,
you lied when you said he was a nice guy, didn't you?
No. Well, what I said was he was...
Was Waters a nice guy or not?
No, he wasn't a nice guy. You don't turn somebody in for something like that. You give him extra duty. You chew him out for 3 stripes. It took me 10 years to get them stripes, sir.
That's right. That made you mad, didn't it?
Yes, it made me mad, all the things I did for him.
That's right. You were his boy, weren't you? You took care of the team. You ran his errands. You policed his quarters. You listened to his stories. Put the gun in the CJ's bunk.
Yes, no, I...
Sit down! It was you Henson saw that night, Wilkie. You lied about Waters. You're lying now. You were the only person out of the barracks that night. Who else could have found CJ's bunk in the dark? It was you, Wilkie. You.
No, it wasn't me. It was the sergeant. He ordered me to do it. He said I'd get my stripes back. He just wanted to teach CJ a lesson.
What did he have against Memphis?
He despised him. But he would hide it because everybody liked that boy. But underneath it was a crazy kind of hate, Captain. A crazy kind of hate. You won't believe it. I mean, sometimes you could just feel it.
It's not that our next presenter needs no introduction. What is desperately required are some new adjectives to apply to a career that has no precedent in a town that thinks it's seen everything. Actually, it's more like a comet than a career. And at the head of that comet, Mr. Steven Spielberg.
This seems a fitting moment for us to pay our respects to the French director, Francois Truffaut. His untimely death cried out to be rewritten, to provide a happier ending for a man whose work and influence in film has enriched all of us. I know I share that feeling with you and with the nominees for Best Achievement in Directing. They are Milos Forman for Amadeus, Woody Allen for Broadway Danny Rose. Roland Joffe for The Killing Fields. David Lean for A Passage to India. Robert Benton for Places in the Heart. And the winner is Milos Forman for Amadeus.
I must express my admiration for my colleagues who are nominated tonight. The result of their work is making this moment for me so much more thrilling. I want to thank Peter Shaffer for writing the play and the screenplay, Robbie Lance for introducing me to the play, and Sol Zans for producing the film. I want to thank the whole company of actors and the whole company behind the camera, namely Twyla Tharp, Neville Mariner, Miroslav Ondříček, and Wolfgang Mozart. I have to greet my colleagues and students at the Columbia University Film Department. And finally, I'm very proud because this is an American movie on which a lot of Czechoslovakian artists and technicians collaborated. To get this kind of recognition from the members of Academy for this kind of collaboration, I think it's very encouraging for more than artistic or box office reasons. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have, as always, saved the very best of the best for the last. To present the award for Best Picture, one among us who has passed beyond fame to become legend, happily in his own time and ours. Winner himself of 2 Academy Awards, this man has a personal strength and courage that equaled his professional skill and his daring. And if it seems that I've made this presenter a figure straight off Mount Olympus, I apologize for the understatement. Ladies and gentlemen, Laurence Olivier.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, thank you more than I have ever wanted or tried to thank anybody for such a perfectly wonderful reception. Thank you so much. I hope I won't let the occasion down too badly. I'm here to present the Best Picture Award, and the winner for this is Amadeus.
Thank you. 9 years ago, Audrey Hepburn gave us Oscars for Cuckoo's Nest, and tonight,
Sir Laurence Olivier for Amadeus. What a wonderful and rewarding profession for a movie fan. Gregory Peck and Larry Gelbart asked me to speak for 55 minutes to make it a 4-hour show, but I only have 32 minutes prepared. There are 5 pictures nominated this year. All had a curious relationship in the fact that the filmmakers who made them had to fight and overcame many obstacles to make their films and to film their visions. One has to be proud to be a peer of the people who made Killing Fields, Passage to India, Soldier Story, and Places in the Heart. Our thanks to Orion Pictures and distributors and theater owners throughout the world who recognized Amadeus before it was released. And thanks must be given to others, because regardless of what you might have heard or what you might think, I really didn't do it all myself. To Neville Mariner, Twyla Tharp, and Joseph Swoboda, whose creative contributions to Amadeus do not fit into any Academy category. To a marvelous group of actors whose talents no longer remain unsung. And to a Mike Hausman-led crew composed of Americans, Englishmen, Frenchmen, Italians, Czechs, and 9 translators. And my love to my children, John, Athena, Josh, Dorian, to the boys from Myrtle and Monroe, and to the gang up in Berkeley who were behind the picture all the way. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a wrap. Thank God. We've gone through 169 nominations from 52 pictures to name 24 winners. And add to that the uncountable congratulations to the chosen few, our condolences to all the rest, and tonight goes into the record book with our recommendation that the word best would be best served by not being used again until next year. In an evening filled with thanks, some long, some short, all heartfelt, our very last goes to you for being with us. Thank you. Good night, and God bless.
The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences was pleased to share this evening with you those who made it possible. Buick, your Buick dealer. For comfort, performance, dependability, innovation, and a real commitment to quality, see the 85 Buicks now. And AT&T, the more you hear, the better we sound. And J.C. Penney, you're looking smarter than ever. J.C. Penney. And General Electric. At GE, we bring good things to life. This is Hank Sims speaking.
I'm Sandra Van Oker. Later tonight on Nightline, on Oscar night, a look at how movies deal with today's political issues. Our guests include actor Jack Lemmon and director Martin Ritt.
This is Joan London. What's it like to win an Academy Award? Tomorrow morning we'll talk with Oscar winners. We'll also take you to the scenic backroads and beaches of Alabama. This week, Rex Harrison and Dustin Hoffman on Good Morning America.
A man follows his dreams and comes face to face with Christ. Martin Sheen and Eileen Brennan in an Easter special for everyone. The Fourth Wise Man, Saturday at 8, 7 Central. Sunday night, Sean Connery as James Bond in You Only Live Twice, the ABC Sunday night movie. Rental discretion advised.
Eligible Academy members are asked to vote for nominations for Best Picture. Other nominations are voted by members who are specialists in each field. Winners are decided by vote of the entire membership. Only members who attend special screenings will vote in the documentary, short subjects, and foreign language film category. Results of the secret voting are known only to the independent accounting firm of Price Waterhouse until the sealed envelopes are opened on air.